Եվ այսպես հայ-արգենտինական տնտեսական հարաբերությունների մասին այսօր խոսելու ենք Հայաստանում Արգենտինայի արտակարգ եւ լիազոր դեսպան Gonzalo Urriolabeitia-ի հետ. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
Very first question, how do you assess the relations between Armenia and Argentina? I know we have huge Armenian community there, and we have a lot of communication between Armenia and Argentina.
Argentine-Armenian relations are historic relations. Our two peoples find each other during the worst or maybe one of the most difficult moments for Armenians ever. We received Armenians during the beginning of the 20th century, suffering people, and they incorporated into Argentinian society. They started to feel very soon Argentinians, and at the same time they kept their identity. Today, Armenian Argentinians are Argentinians and Armenians at the same time. So since that very moment on, our relationships only grew and grew. After Armenians' independence, very soon we recognized Armenians' independence, and our two governments always had a very strong relationship based in this encounter of peoples and based in very strong political coincidences.
What about economic relations? This year, President Sargsyan held a meeting to discuss Armenian-Argentinian economic ties. How do you see them? Are you satisfied with numbers, the level of trade, and the investment that Argentinian businessmen has been made in Armenia?
Look, being satisfied is no good for a diplomat. I think that not for a diplomat nor for a politician, I think that we must never be satisfied. We must consider if we are doing well or if we are not doing well. In economic terms, I would distinguish three different areas. On the one hand, you have the investment area. On the other hand, you have commerce. And finally, economic cooperation. Because otherwise, if you only focus in certain numbers, maybe you can mislead. You can be thinking things not precisely. Mm-hmm. In the investment field, we all know that Argentina is a very important investor in Armenia, mainly by the Eunekian Group, which is very important. And so, of course, in that area, Argentine-Armenian relations are excellent. In the trade field, maybe is the area where we are weakest. That's the area where we can do many more things. We are thinking this year about harder work in this area. In fact, this week I am receiving a new diplomat to my embassy that will be specifically dedicated to commerce between Argentina and Armenia. That will give us a very strong impulse to improve in this area. Anyway, I don't think we are doing bad. I think that we can do better. We can do much better.
What about the distance? Because for business and for trade, I know that you can say that Armenia and Argentina can cooperate in the fields of IT technologies, software, hardware, but in other terms that Argentina and Armenia are producing goods that can be delivered to the markets of both countries. But we here and you are here, and there is a lot of water under us, between us.
Yeah, look, we are used to distances because we live in the end of the world, not you. Armenians live in the center of the world. Armenians can travel anywhere in a very short time. For Argentina, everything is far, so we are used to this. And the fact that we are far from the world usually, make us very creative in this area. I think that now, going to the point, to Armenia and Argentina, we must be creative to work with trade in products or sectors where we don't need high investments, high expenditures in terms of transportation, security, and those things. For example, we are working in the possibility of exporting to Armenia and to the region too cultural products, like, for example, novels, like, for example, documentaries, like many interesting artistic formats we have. Argentina is a very developed country in terms of audiovisual products. Argentine film industry is maybe one of the most important of Latin America. I would say the most, not being modest, but I think it's the truth. I mean, we have two Nobel Prizes. That's a different thing. We have 2 Oscar prizes for Best International Film. We win many international cinema festivals. Our industry is very developed. Well, in that area, you don't need such an investment, such a movement of infrastructure. The same can be applied to IT. In IT, you don't need to move a container. So we are thinking, with this idea, the idea of easy commerce.
What do you think Armenian government should do to kind of encourage Argentinian investments here in Armenia? Do you see any obstacles or anything that can be improved to kind of boost our investments in the country?
I think both governments should work together to boost commerce. For example, our 2 embassies of Armenia in Argentina and of Argentina here in Armenia, we are very close. And I think we can do many things together. We are in permanent contact, and we have many political coincidences. We respect a lot each other. So I think that what we should do together is promoting contacts. Governments don't always create reality. We have to go with reality. We have to promote things. Finally, businessmen will decide if they are interested or not. What we can do together is that we can organize visits, seminars, show products, and I know that both governments are very interested in this area.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for answering our